Hi everybody, how are you all today? I took a long trip to our nearest city on Friday, and guess what? I'll have to do it all over again next week. That's right, we went to the city in an effort to try and do something about our electricity and internet woes, and this is how it went. First, we took the inverter in, which was gifted to us, to have the battery replaced. Yes, the person who gave it to us did not use it, and like that of a motor car, if it is not used for a long time, the battery will perish. Never mind, it is a minor issue and far less expensive endeavor than having to buy a whole new one. The one we have takes about 3 plugs and I think 2 or 3 USBs. So under the circumstances, a great thing to have. Anyway, we got there, and guess what? The workshop had row upon row of similar, smaller, bigger, and different makes of inverters, chargers, and generators in for repair or battery replacement, and was out of stock. We were assured, however, that the batteries are on order already and that they will receive it early next week. However, I did get an SMS on Saturday to say that the battery has been replaced. Okay, so my grandson's tablet's battery needed replacing as well, which these particular guys did not do. So off to the next place we went, and lo and behold, the same thing there. So again, we had to book the tablet in, and they will call us once they have received their stock. Okay, so before we left for home, we Googled generators because one of my darling subscribers had made a significant donation, particularly for us to get that kind of help. Okay, so we Googled it and got price lists and found places selling the smaller, more affordable home units, which is pricey in itself. But anyway, guess what? Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. We expected to be busy for at least 1 to 2 hours, but ended up sitting in the car after about 20 or 30 minutes with a lot of receipts and paperwork and nothing finalized. So we went and bought McDonald's and drove 10 minutes to the nearest beach, as we have not seen the ocean in years. So next week, I'll have to forsake you all once again for a day to go and collect all those items left behind on Friday. Anyway, guys, before I continue with today's royal and not so royal beat, I have something else I quickly wish to address and ask of you. There are quite a few new Mixed channels, and I love it, as we need the numbers and support. And from my side, even if I don't always get to watch them all, I certainly try to support them by subscribing. And once in a while, I go binge watch one of them and make sure I leave a thumbs up. As a matter of fact, that's what I did a couple of days ago with the Royal Grift. I watched about 6 of her videos in a row. Anyway, today I want to ask you all to do the same for me. Please, guys, it does not cost you anything to click that subscribe button and give a video a thumbs up if you liked it. It will really help me. At this point, it is not feasible for me to get a Patreon or a pay to watch subscription service here on YouTube. So instead, you are all still getting everything from me for free. Even my website is free for you to go read or watch short videos, as I feel that there are so many people out there who are alone and who cannot afford those paywalls. and I really wish to provide a service and company to everyone. So please, guys, hit that subscribe button and help me out, okay? It would be much appreciated. Okay, now I don't have much that is new. Well, I'm actually lying because I have a thing or something that is indeed relatively new, but I need the time, an hour or two or three, to download, screenshot, and sort the information before I bring it to you. Okay, guys, so you know that I recently wrote to a few people, the British ambassador to the United States, the Express, and Senator Feinstein with regards to the Harkle's intrusion into United States politics. Well, I'm glad to report that I got acknowledgement of receipt from Senator Feinstein. Now, guys, that is all I really want. I just want to know that they saw my email. I do not expect a long reply, etc. But I want them to know that we know and that we're keeping an eye on things. I also sent an email to Penguin recently asking about Harry's book and have not received a reply. So I sent another email yesterday. The people I did get some answers from are not part of Penguin US, but are part of the Penguin group. And according to them, their distribution and advertising arm or departments have not been informed of any changes. And the plan is still that it will be released somewhere between end of November but before Christmas. So there is that. Hopefully, Penguin USA will still reply and give us an answer from the horse's mouth. At this point, it is difficult to talk about the royal family and the Harkles because everything you hear now is what Meghan would call subjective and depends on which outlet you are listening to or reading from. One tells you that Meghan and Harry are quaking in their boots after Queen Marguerite stripped her second son's children of their titles, that they are so afraid of Charles doing the same. However, go on to the next outlet and you will read that they will be happy and relieved to be rid of their titles. So now we are playing the will he, won't he game with King Charles. Will he give titles? Will he remove titles? Well, guys, that does not sit well with my OCD, ADHD, and the whole rest of my psychological alphabet. I want to know the facts. And quite honestly, I would rather stop wandering and file it away for a month or two than have my head spin around with, will he, won't he? Will he, won't he? Okay. The other thing people are flooding my inbox with is with another remark Lady C made in one of her last videos. She said that Harry and Meghan did what is legal by registering Archie's birth. So many people did not continue listening, or they did not truly listen and just stopped there. Anyway, she said, and if you listened, she said, for legal reasons. And she stopped speculating right there. Well, guys, my answer is simple. Yes, of course, Archie's birth was registered. Any child, anywhere, will have his or her birth registered. Whether he or she is born as a result of IVF or even adopted, had a natural birth, or born via cesarean, every child born basically anywhere in the world will be registered. However, Archie's full records, including his baptism records, are to this day not available to the public. His birth announcement is still unsigned, and we still don't know who the attending doctor or obstetrician or midwife was. We don't know whether there was one or two or three doctors attending or who signed his proof of life document. And those are the contested facts. The fact that he is a child registered by a father tells us nothing other than that Harry complied with the legal requirements of his country. Then I had about 10 emails about the matter of there possibly being a super injunction when it comes to the birth of the Harkle children. Now, what is a super injunction? Okay, it is a directive that forbids the public disclosure of information on a particular subject and also any disclosure of the directive or instruction itself. So let's say the palace got a super injunction against the press not to talk about the Harkle children. The press can also thus not say or disclose that there is such a thing as a super injunction, where or whom it came from. A super injunction is thus just a supercharged version of a regular court order, preventing the publication or making public certain information or actions. Now, finally, a judge needs to order such a super injunction, and a judge will have to be 100% convinced that there is a very good and justifiable reason for such injunction. Secondly, a super injunction is really only available to the rich and powerful, as it requires a specialist lawyer with fees like £50,000 for the initial order, and it can go up to about £200,000 after the initial court appearance. Now, like any other injunction or court order, such a super injunction has a limitation. And now you guys need to take this all in, okay? This limitation can be 1 year, 2 years, 10, or even 100 years. So one of the ways such an injunction can be or will be revealed is one, if the judge refuses to grant the order in the first place, or if the judge or the next judge refuses to extend the order, or when the injunction lapses and nobody bothers to ask for a renewed order. The other way is if or when someone breaches the terms of the injunction, in which case they can be charged with contempt of court. And here is the thing I want you to take notice of. Even a super injunction apply only to a certain jurisdiction. Like if it was ordered in a court in London, it will only apply to England and Wales. And I'm going to leave that up in the air for you. A super injunction can be obtained against anyone or even a company, but is usually obtained against a media outlet or outlets. Okay, so now that you know what a super injunction is, I can disclose that I spoke to a legal eagle based in England, and I asked straight out whether they, and I'm saying they, as I don't want to reveal gender, thought there was a super injunction against the British media talking about the Harkle children's births. And the answer will surprise you. They said it is highly unlikely, as it would be unnecessary. They reminded me that all courts in England and Wales are not called Crown Courts for nothing, as all courts and the justice system at large are referred to as His Majesty's Courts and Tribunals system. Even new police officers in England must take an oath to serve the monarch, and so too the armed forces, etc., etc. It is thus not even necessary for the king to get a super injunction. All he needs to do is to get a legal representative to call up and tell the media not to report on something for the, say, next 20 years. And it will be so, done and dusted. The king only needs one of his lawyers to draft a letter or agreement to make it official. That is, if he even wants to. But he does not even have to do that much. The royal family has an amicable agreement or arrangement with the media and had done so for many, many years. Okay, guys and girls, that's it from me for now. As I said, I've got some things brewing, and I will bring that to you during the course of the week. So, until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.